Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Wairi Mombogwa. Let's take a look at the top stories of the day. Homabay Senator Otieno Kajwang passes on. The birth of a new city in the country, Green Isinya City, launched. And KPL top performers to be awarded tonight. We begin our bulletin with a sad note. Homabay Senator Otieno Kajwang has passed on. He died at 11:34 Tuesday at Mata Hospital in Nairobi, where he had been rushed after complaining of chest pains. Zawadi Modibo takes a closer look at the life and times of Otieno Kajwang.
Gerald Otieno Kajwang was born on July 15, 1959. The law graduate from Makerere University, plunged into politics mid-2000 and in 2007 elected Member of Parliament, Mbita constituency on an Orange Democratic Movement ticket. He was later to become a vocal ODM leader and close confidant of opposition chief Raila Odinga. He died at the Mata Hospital Tuesday in Nairobi, where he had been rushed for emergency treatment after suffering a cardiac arrest, aged 55. Otieno Kajwang was elected to represent Homabay County as a senator in the bitterly contested 2013 elections. He served as a Minister of State for Immigration and Registration of Persons from 2008 to 2013 during Mwai Kibaki's tenure in office. Otieno Kajwang, who was a lawyer by profession, was a graduate of Makerere University LLB School of Law. His brother Tom Kajwang, who is the Ruaraka Member of Parliament, said he was taken to the hospital at about 9 p.m. after complaining of chest pains while at home and was declared dead 2 hours later. But just who was this man Kajwang? On the 10th of November 2008, the outspoken senator hit headlines across the globe when his name prominently featured amongst 80 other lawyers whose names were struck off the roll of advocates by the Law Society of Kenya LSK Disciplinary Committee. A source at the time had indicated that the then minister had been deregistered following allegations of embezzling clients' money. It would interest you to know that even before then he had been barred from practicing law but was reinstated by a High Court decision. He was struck off the roll in 2001 for alleged misconduct. He was suspended again in 2004 for issuing a bouncing check of 34,000 shillings, but moved to the High Court and it was lifted before 2008 November. Though Kajwang maintained the disciplinary action was politically motivated, the measures had dented his political career and his political rivals always used it as a campaign tool against him. It was all in vain though, because he still clinched the political seat. He coined the religious tune Mapambano na Shetani to later become his signature tune in political rallies. It was always a tune targeted at political rivals, particularly those who did not support his party leader, Raila Odinga.
Loyalty, faithfulness, fidelity to the party will be #1 consideration.
His death is a major blow to ODM and Code Coalition due to his abrasive nature of taking on political rivals head-on.
When somebody acts outside the law, deliberately, with impunity, others take a cue. And tomorrow somebody else will do something very funny. Tomorrow a cabinet secretary will do something outside the law. Tomorrow a principal secretary will do something outside the law and say, if so and so was allowed to do, why not me?
He never relented on commenting on matters of national interest in his characteristic manner. Business associates, friends, family and political leaders were saddened by the news. Some took to the social media, Twitter and Facebook to express their condolence. ODM Communications Officer Philip Etale said Kajwang passed on at Mata Hospital at around 11:34 p.m. Tuesday, the 18th day of November 2014, where he had been rushed for treatment. Kajwang's brother and Ruaraka MP Tom Kajwang said his brother's passing away was untimely and sad and expressed gratitude for the condolences which his family received, including those of the party leader and other code leaders.
The body will be transferred right now to the Lee mortuary, where viewing can be done. I want to tell the nation that in this time of grief, as a family, we need prayers.
What happened this evening is a great shock to many of us. It just confirmed the finite nature of our lives, and we have to face the reality that we will not have Senator Otieno Kajwang with us any longer. Our deepest condolences and sympathies once more. My brother Mheshimiwa Kajwang, we are with you. We will support you. We will pray for you.
Senate Majority Leader Kithure Kindiki said the loss of Kajwang was a big blow to the Senate. He said, "We have lost a great debater, a great senator and lawyer." Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen posted on his Twitter account condolences to the family of Kajwang, saying the death was a shock to him. He said, "So shocked that my colleague and Senator Kajwang has passed on. I will remember him as a passionate and eloquent debater, a man full of life and humor." Makueni Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. also condoled with the family of Kajwang following his death. He said, "Rest in peace, my brother, learned friend and Senator Otieno Kajwang. Mapambano mbinguni." Kajwang is the second senator to pass on while in office. On April 27, 2013, Mutula Kilonzo died under unclear circumstances while in his home in Manzoni Lodge. Investigations into findings into his death have never been made public. Kajwang's body was Wednesday morning moved to Lee Funeral Home for public viewing. And at WTV, we wish his family and people of Homabay strength in this trial moment. Reporting for WTV News, I'm Zawadi Mudibo.
Now tonight we do it differently. What do you remember the late Homabay Senator for? You can also send your message of condolences to the family of the late Homabay Senator Otieno Kajwang on our SMS line on 20058. Now, WTV wishes the family of the late Homabay Senator Otieno Kajwang our sincere condolences. Now, moving on, a joint venture of investment and housing cooperatives has seen the birth of a new city in the country. Green Isinya City project sits on 1,000 acres and is 6 kilometers from Isinya Namanga Road. Elijah Mwangi has the details.
The dream of owning a decent home has been a mirage to many Kenyans because of the high cost of acquiring land and also building the entire house. And with the launch of the Green Isinya City here in Nairobi today, many things are expected to change. The project is expected to cost an estimate of 2.7 billion Kenya shillings. Green Isinya City is one of the projects in line with realization of Vision 2030. The project is meant to create an enabling environment by addressing insecurity, inaccessibility, provision of key social amenities and recreational facilities. The project, which is being promoted by Cretam Properties Limited, aims to make housing affordable to many Kenyans.
We costed the project together because one plot in that particular region, we have already costed it for 600,000 per plot, which means the cost has been maintained just to meet the cost of land, which is about 400,000, and the cost of infrastructure.
Green Isinya City, situated 3 kilometers from the proposed standard gauge railway, is a joint venture of investment and housing cooperatives in Kenya.
So what we've done, we've brought together cooperative societies who have members who are the ordinary Kenyans, the middle to low income earners, to be able to pull together economies of scale and of course build them a city where they can enjoy all the pleasantries of life.
Isinya Green City groundbreaking will commence in the next 6 months and the houses are expected to be ready in the year 2017. The cost of housing is estimated to be 3.5 million with a provision of mortgages at 45,000 to 60,000 Kenya shillings. In the recent past, Kenya has seen emergence of new cities such as Konza, Unicity, just to name a few, begging the question, how unique is Isinya Green City from the rest?
It's unique because it is cooperatives coming together. It has never been heard of in this country. where cooperatives are coming together. And if you listen to the chairman's speech, he said 51% of this economy is controlled by cooperatives. So by having the cooperatives backing up the project, because one of the major downfalls in any project, this big project, is normally finances. But the moment you have the backing of finances by the cooperatives, it definitely is a success.
Immediate beneficiaries of Isinya Green City are the locals because of employment opportunities that comes with building and construction.
Because when you look at the aspect of building, you look at the aspect of running the commercial centers, all these are jobs which are going to be created, and all this revenue will be channeled towards the Kajiado County because the project is in Kajiado County.
Green Isinya City project is expected to avoid the stress of house construction and create double investment appreciation during infrastructure deployment and again during housing construction and development. Reporting for WTV News, I'm Elijah Mwangi.
Kenyans living in remote areas unable to access mobile and broadband services have a reason to smile. The long-awaited Universal Service Fund has finally become a reality and aims to bridge the digital divide. Mobile and broadband services are set to improve after the Universal Service Fund becomes a reality. This means that Kenyans living in remote areas hardly reached by mobile and broadband services will now be able to access the services of the two flawlessly.
It is a fund that is going to support them be able to roll out in areas that are unserved and where they find it is not commercially viable.
Communication Authority of Kenya has already sent invoices to all licensees to pay 0.5% of their gross revenue to the fund. The Communication Authority has further stated that the country would finally migrate to the digital broadcasting platform by January next year, adding that consultations with industry players were still ongoing.
I want to urge Kenyans, particularly those who are living in Nairobi, to start preparing themselves, those who have not yet migrated, and they are just a small number, to begin buying the set-top boxes in preparation for the date we are going to announce for migration.
CAK Secretary General Francis Wangusi added that once the country migrates to the digital platform, the analog signals coupled with the Universal Service Fund will be used to enhance the internet services by moving from 3G network to the 4G network.
This has caused us a delay in the rollout of broadband. You can remember we only have around 2.9 million people on broadband, and simply because in most rural areas of the country, we don't have 3G, and we want people now to migrate to 4G. We have schools, we have hospitals, we have other people who need broadbands in those areas, and we do not need to delay further in the rollout of broadband.
Instead of broadcast, the analog signals will be used for mobile phone services, broadband services, and for the police service communication. Wangusi lamented that it has taken too long for the country to migrate, while other small countries had already migrated.
We are almost the only country in East Africa that has not migrated. And we are embarrassed even to see that small countries and even countries that have been in turmoil are migrating, and yet we are still hustling on the debt. And we don't have good reasons why we are hustling on the debt for migration.
The Universal Service Fund was set up almost 6 years ago to help step up telecommunication infrastructure in rural and remote areas, which are normally considered financially unviable. However, squabble between CAK and ICT industry stakeholders on how to run the fund has been delaying its implementation. Reporting for WTV News, I'm Wairi Mombogwa. And in sports, the top performers of the Kenya Premier League will be recognized tonight at a Nairobi hotel. Gor Mahia is expected to shine in the event after bagging the title and having Danny Serenkuma being the top scorer.
And 8 of those goals.
The best and top performers will be awarded tonight in what is expected to be a colorful ceremony, and Dan Serenkuma is expected to bag the top scorer honors. The Ugandan forward should have been on the final list for emerging top scorer with 16 goals on his sleeve if the past trend is anything to go by. Evidently, the short list of top players is usually done by all 16 KPL coaches, in which in the past guarantees the league top scorer, with a few of them eventually winning the title. Despite missing out in the finalists, no one can deny Serenkuma's goals have highly contributed to help Gor Mahia win the KPL title for the second year in a row. In his absence, the battle for the top honor will be left for Gor Mahia midfielder Geoffrey Kizito, Sofapaka duo striker Enoch Ogwanda and midfielder Anthony Ndolo. Kizito is favourite to win the award given to the influence he has had on Gor in the past, having emerged man of the match not less than 3 matches. Other categories include Coach of the Year Sam Timbe, Sofapaka, Francis Kimanzi, Tusker, Robert Matano, Ulinzi Stars, Francis Baraza, Muhoroni Youth, and Mike Mwiruri, Chemilin Sugar. Midfielder of the Year Brian Osumba, Tusker, Geoffrey Kizito, Gor Mahia, Anthony Ndolo, Sofapaka, Humphrey Mieno, AFC Leopards, and Geoffrey Kataka from KRA.
And that's all from our news desk. Thank you for joining us. My name is Wai Romombogwa. Have a blessed night.